Namaste and good morning everyone. Welcome to our regular talk show AP Talk Time. Today in this exclusive episode, we have a very special guest, councillor and the mayor of Southwark City of UK, Mr. Sunil Chopra. Having lived in Southwark for many years, he became the first Indian origin elected councillor in 2010 and the mayor of Southwark in 2022. Namaste and good morning, sir. It is an honor to welcome you in AP1HD.
Thank you, madam. Thanks for inviting me to your studio and giving me the opportunities to talk to your audience. So I'm very honored that I'm visiting Nepal. This is my first visit to Nepal, and I've been asked by my friends, Mr. Bhandari, Mr. Tiwari, and many other people to come and visit Nepal. I was attending Pravasi Bharati in India. So then he asked me, why didn't you come and attend and visit Nepal? So I'm happen to be here now and enjoying the hospitality of the Nepalese people, courtesy of the Nepalese people, getting very warm welcome in this country. Great. So it's a great honor and privilege to be here in Nepal.
So as you are wrapping up your Nepal visit, please share your perception and experiences in Nepal.
My perception was I wasn't sure how good the country will be, how good the people will be, how the roads will be. So, but now coming back to Nepal, and as I'm going back today, I'm just going to the airport soon, I felt very, very happy. The people are very nice, very hospitable, and very lovely people. And the only thing I recommended to you before was that if you can have a better infrastructure, which is taking time, which I fully understand, so then we can have better tourism in this country. So coming from UK, we are used to certain things, but that doesn't mean we can expect everything at every place, because every country has taken time to get it developed. So being a first citizen of the borough, even though it's my personal visit, but I'm trying to meet as many as people possible, trying to bring a good message for London Borough of Southwark, from London and from UK, so we can have a better understanding, we can have a good business relationship, we can have better investment in UK, in Nepal, we can have more tourism in Nepal and in UK also. So this is my message, and this is my experience in Nepal is,
So what were the things that you find fascinating in Nepal and in Nepalese?
Well, the best thing I found is the fascinating thing is the people. The people are so warm, so friendly, so genuine, and they welcome me from bottom of their heart. So it's a lovely experience. So especially living in first world, people are so busy in their lifetime, but here everybody try to make an effort to meet me and talk to me, and this is a lovely experience. Normally people are so busy in their life, they don't have time, but it's good to see that people are ready to welcome you and talk to you and understand you and share their experience and to learn from us. So it's a great experience.
So Nepal has a diverse set of cuisine all over the regions. Did you had a chance to try any of them?
Yes, I tried many different dishes, and we are very fortunate that we got a lovely restaurants in UK also, a lot of nice Nepalese restaurant, and especially I go to Everest Inn, is one of the very famous in London, and owned by my good friend Mr. Bhandari, and I go there and we try many dishes over there also. So, but here I tried also, so it's very lovely cuisine, I can say.
So did you had any problem with the food habits of Nepali cuisine?
Not really, no, because before coming from Nepal, I was in India, in one of the states, so I found things were a little bit spicier there, but here I felt it was very nice and mild. So I enjoyed the cuisine. It was good to eat, a lot of rice and dal, and especially dal was very nice, very appetizing, with a lot of garlic, a lot of ginger, so it was very lovely experience.
Thank you for that. Complimenting our food is such good to know. So Nepal has the oldest ties with the UK, right? So we established diplomatic ties since 1816, and Nepali Gurkhas are the integral part of the British army. So what is the image of Nepali Gurkhas in the UK?
Well, they are very highly respected, and also Gurkhas, they feel part of the British system as well, because they serve the Her Majesty the Queen before. Now they're going to serve the King, the third King Charles. So they got a lot of respect. People do respect them. Not only the British people, even all the citizens, those whosoever connected with the army or other armed forces, they understand the contribution of the Nepali Gurkhas. And even in India also, you can see we're just neighboring country, and they got full respect there as well. So from this point of view, Gurkha got very good respect all over the world, I'll say, all globally.
So do you find any particular difference between the militaries from other countries and from Nepal?
I don't have much experience in many other militaries people, but definitely I've seen Gurkhas and their contribution and their histories and their, you can say, the stories about the Gurkhas. They are the real fighters, so they can fight anywhere in the world and under any circumstances. So it's a great experience. And I went to Gorkha Valley as well, so I was there.
So you have become the first Indian origin elected councillor, right, for the London, and you have also been very actively involved in the politics during your young age. So I'd like to know about your journey of becoming the mayor of one of the developed city of London.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. I moved to UK about 43 years ago after doing my law from their university. So I was active into Indian politics also. I was student leader, I was president of my college, president of NSUI Delhi, and in those days I was associated with Congress, Youth Congress Vice President. So I moved 43 years ago then, but I was doing more community work and charity work locally in the London Borough of Southwark. So I'm still living there, and during that time I happened to invite our local MP. She's not there anymore, she passed away, Tessa Joel. She was the Olympic minister as well, and she used to come to our Diwali show, Holi programs, because my idea was to bring different communities together, different faiths together, so they can understand the culture, so break the barriers of any perception about any people, any culture. So she asked me, why don't you become an active councillor? And I said, Tessa, I don't know how to become a councillor. So then she put me in touch with different people, different colleagues, and this is how my journey started. So I'm fortunate, I become the first Indian origin councillor in London Borough of Southwark. I'm the first Indian origin mayor in Southwark, and I'm fortunate with the God's help, I become the mayor of the borough second time again in the history of Southwark.
This is your second term.
This is my second time. So we never had any Indian region councillor in Southwark, because we don't have many Indian voters. We only got about 2% of Indian population in our area. Southwark is slightly different than many other areas. If you go to different parts of UK or London, we got certain areas you find a lot of Asian or Indian living in that part of the area. But in Southwark, we don't have many. But I'm still fortunate I got elected.
So how does it actually feel to be the origin of the one nation and to be working as a leader of one of the developed country? What is the actual feeling that you have?
I personally think it's a great honor. It's a great honor. It's a great privilege that people trusted me. They put their trust into me, and they give me the opportunity to serve the borough of a very, like you said, developed country. So it's a great honor coming from a different country and be a first citizen of your borough and serve your local community. It's a great honor. It's a great trust. Thanks to all my voters and my team and my party, they put trust in me, and I'm trying to deliver whatever best with my ability to serve my community.
So as we have already popped into your young age as well, so I've heard somewhere that your father worked as a film distributor, right? So you were also meant to be working in this somehow. So how did you get into politics from film background? I actually want to know this.
Well, that's a very early stage when because before India was one, as you know, so my parents migrated from Lahore to Delhi, and they had this film distribution, and you know, every Indian young man, boy, girl, they all aspiring to go to Bollywood, right? So this everybody's. So same way when I was doing schooling, I was very active into drama, singing, NCC sergeant, and I was always very active. So this was one of my desire as well, because
to be an actor.
Yes.
Okay.
But because my sister married to a film producer and director in Mumbai, not many people know that. This is the first time I'm revealing that.
Personal, yeah.
First time I'm revealing that, and nobody knows about that part of my story. I don't know how you managed to get that. And then I always wanted to get in all the. My brother-in-law said, "No, you must study first. You must first study, finish your 11th standard." Then he said, "Finish your graduation." Then I done the law, then I was active into politics, so then that wish didn't get fulfilled. So maybe, I don't know, in future you never know.
Maybe in near future.
I prayed to Pashupatinath for my other wishes. I forgot to mention
so
this.
So you want to get into Bollywood?
Maybe next time when I come to say thank you to Pashupatinath ji, then I'll request to fulfill this wish as well.
Okay, we are looking forward to see your dynamic versatility in screen as well.
Yeah, let's see.
So we also would like to know how Britain want to further increase its engagement and investment with Nepal. So how can Nepalese people capitalize to bring Britain tourists in Nepal?
Well, we are very fortunate that Nepal and England has very good understanding already, and I happened to go to the track as well, which was used by Prince Charles, King Charles in 1980. So I was very honored to go on that track as well. So there's a lot of bonding, lot of histories involved with UK. So I'm sure on the government level, because this is not my role, but as a good ambassador of UK, a citizen of the UK and a mayor, I'm trying to bring communities together, peoples together, even though it's my personal visit, but still with all my connection here, the people are trying to increase the bonding, because they are trying to promote Nepal and they are trying to bring UK and Nepal more closer via tourism, via business investment, see how opportunities comes out, and so we can work together for the betterment of the local person, to create more jobs, create more employment.
So in Nepal, we often talk about smart cities, right? So our audience would love to know the basic of smart cities and what role can a mayor play to grow smart cities?
Well, mayor can only bring people together. Mayor can only do advocacy to Nepalese people, to Nepali business people, and also at the same time, if I get a opportunity to meet local business people in England, to ask them to please visit Nepal, come as a tourist first, see the business opportunities, see what the people need, because a lot can be done, whether it's a school, whether it's a hospital, whether infrastructure, lot can be done, and you got a lot of rivers here, you got a lot of waters here, and that should be channelized into energy, so hydro energy. So there are a lot of opportunities can be done. So it is our duty as a human being, as a friends of Nepal, I can say, to encourage people to bring in investment in this country.
So that's about the trade between UK and Nepal, right? So I actually wanted to ask, what should you have been traveling to the various places of Nepal? You have met mayors from various places as well. So I wanted to ask, what is the thing that mayors of Nepal need to learn to build smarter cities?
Yeah, I think mayors have, because they're slightly different structure in UK, my borough and local mayors, slightly different, but at the same time as a mayor, my recommendation will be to come and visit UK also, see what business opportunities are there, encourage people to come and invest. This is the elected mayor can do in this country. So they can meet business people there, encourage them to come to their city, so they can bring in investment into their local cities, which will create new jobs, new business opportunities and extra tourism. So they have to get connected with the local businesses in UK.
So let's not forget the global pandemic as well. So UK was hit by COVID-19 during the pandemic very badly. So how did you deal with the pandemic at that time, and how could a local government work effectively in such harsh times?
Yeah, it was very sad part globally and especially in UK, and at least we are fortunate now we can move out, we can talk to people without mask. But our central government did help whatever they could have done. But on the local level, we also provided all the facilities, all the information we could have provided to the people. As a Sadak Council, we also gave them a lot of grants to the people, the businesses, we gave them grants, provided thousands of meals to the needy people. So this was very important because a lot of voluntary people were there, volunteer sector was behind the delivering the food to the needy people. So a lot of work was done, so people should not feel that nobody is looking after them. So Sadak Council done a great job as a first city of the borough, I can say. We deliver a lot of packed meal to a lot of people, but we use a lot of local community groups, charity groups. So we did whatever possible was to do that one. Government also gave a lot of grant, furlough schemes were there, businesses were given grants. So we follow all the direction of the government. Yeah.
So what is the current stage of COVID in UK, especially in your city, Southwark?
I don't think we got any present issues at the moment with the COVID because all the bans been lifted, people been walking without mask. But there's always suggestion to just be careful. You know, when especially you go to hospital, try to put mask on. When we go to doctor surgery, we've been advised to put mask on. It's for our own protection. So people should oneself. But people should protect themselves. So it is for the benefit of everybody, you know, to protect yourself.
So, talking about the pandemic again, so how easy is it for the foreign passengers to visit UK? What is the courtesy of airport?
Well, at the moment, I personally don't think there's any restriction except certain countries people are coming from, certain countries, they've been asked, then they should have a little bit of text, etc. But I think all the bans have been lifted so far. Let's hope we don't get extra pandemic again. Which some people are fearing that it might happen, but let's pray to God it doesn't happen, and we don't have to go into that restriction again.
So Britain has huge number of South Asian, so there is remarkable number of Nepalese diaspora as well. So how is your experiences of working with them, and are there any challenges for South Asian while working in the UK?
I think those people are already living in UK or established in UK. I think they feel UK is their home, and we don't have that sort of system where you need somebody to help through somebody, you know. So
any connections?
There's no connection needed. So it's a straightforward life over there. You know, you live nicely, you work nicely, follow the rules and regulations, and that's you keep on doing your job. Nobody bothers you, nobody interferes you. And all the South Asian communities are working very, very hard, and wherever they go, whether it's UK, America, Canada, wherever they go, anywhere in the world, they leave their own mark because their hard work shows. And that's why all the companies are establishing, you know, in UK especially South Asian people and especially Nepalese people, they have a good command, they got good respect. You never see anybody creating any problems or any issues, so, you know, with the local authorities or anywhere. So they do command a good respect. So we people do work hard, and that's why we get respected as well.
That's true. So beforehand you told me that you have been active in politics during your student days in Delhi. So how different is the student politics in India and in UK?
I think the first thing I'll say, the student politics in India is a bit more of a shouting and posters and all this stuff. But UK
publicity?
is, so more publicity. But UK is slightly different because a lot of students come even from India. I work with a couple of young student leaders in UK also. And if they try to help the people, those young students, those are coming to study in UK, if there's any issues, especially in pandemic, there are a lot of issues. Sometimes students complain about the fees, you know, the fees of the local resident student is slightly higher than the other one.
Fees for their academic
fees, you know. Sometimes students feel they can't find the place to live, and the cost of the rental is sometimes they complain about. So all the groups, the president or the association, they try to assist them. So even sometimes they want to travel one place to another place, just a small thing. So it's slightly different than slightly Indian one.
Moreover, our Nepalese culture matches with India as well. So I just wanted to know how much are people of UK inclined towards religious aspect? What is the religious diaspora over there?
Good thing is like India and Nepalese, they got very good relationship. It's like we are brother and sister, right?
Yeah.
So we are part of the same family. And in UK also, we don't have any differentiate, between the two culture or two people. And even I was thinking to plan a Diwali program, which I've been thinking for the 4, 5, 6 years with my colleagues. But we are planning to
including the officials of South.
No. We're planning as a community, like Nepalese community and Indian communities. We never had that Diwali function because I done a lot of Diwali function, but unfortunately, we did not involve with other community like Nepalese.
Yeah.
One of the country which I would like to get more involved with. So we are planning one event, probably October, November, whenever is possible, to have a Diwali event from both the countries work together. So where we can showcase a Nepalese culture, which I saw recently again in one of the restaurant in Lalitpur,
Okay.
So which was very impressive to me. So I was thinking, why don't we bring this of a culture? We can find some local artists. If we can't, then we can invite artists from here, and we got loads and loads of Indian artists over there, so we can have nice Diwali function, so where we can raise money for the charities, whether it's British charities or Nepalese charity, and same time we can bring different communities together, different peoples together, so have a good bonding, extra bonding in between the countries, and also create business opportunities there. People can meet with business people, so it can bring extra business to UK. It can bring extra business to the Nepal. Same vice versa, it can bring extra tourism to UK and also extra business to
Nepal as well. So how do people of UK perceive Hinduism? So there is a rumor that only Christianity is flourished all over the UK, but I've seen many of my Indian and Nepalese friends enjoying their culture in UK as well. So how do people of UK perceive this?
I don't think there's any issue at all. There's no issue at all. People do respect Hindu culture, and as you know, Hindu is not a religion; it's a way of life.
Yeah, exactly.
And British people love Hindu people because they know we never create any issues, we never create any problems. We are always very kind-hearted, and we got a lot of temples there. And British people also visit temples, whether it's Swaminarayan temple or any other temple, whether it's Gurdwara, they do visit. So it shows their connection with this, Even pandemic, lot of Gurdwaras and temples, they distributed food as well. So this shows our involvement with British society, that we are connected with them and they are also connected with us. So we are just trying to work in the best harmony possible.
So you visited some places of Nepal while you stayed here. So what is your recommendation to Nepal government and Nepalese to capitalize the tourism sector in Nepal?
My recommendation is that we should promote more Nepal.
Yeah.
We just don't have to promote only Himalaya, because this is always I've seen.
Yeah, known as the country of Himalaya.
Yeah. So, but there's a lot to see. Like there's a river there. There's a lot of temple there, because when I was in Pashupatinath temple and there's the Durga temple, I met some people from India. They came to pay respect there. So I think religion or religious temples should be promoted as well, but which I don't know, maybe I'm not aware of it.
Yeah.
So my knowledge may be limited about the advertisement and the tourism sector. But I think there's more scope. We can encourage all over the world, because wherever the Indian people live, the Hindu people live, they can be promoted to come and visit Nepal more, have a sightseeing, plus meet people, plus go to religious places. Because some people think it's only Himalaya, it's nothing to do with us, It's only for the mountaineer or climb, but it's not that. There's more to do with Nepal.
So, how should the plan of urbanization and growing smart cities go hand in hand? So, while growing the city more smart, people are just deteriorating the originality of the cities. So, how can it go hand in hand?
See, as you can see, the population is growing all over the world, right? So we need to provide them all the new facilities, whether it's a house, whether it's a technology, whether it's the internet. So we have to work together. So we have to preserve the nature also. You know, we cannot say, oh, we can destroy the nature. We have to preserve the nature. As we have to work with sustainability, you can say, right? So if we do any development, we can say it must sustain. It should be environmentally friendly. So we cannot say, oh, we just going to build the bricks blocks, but we can still work with the environment and have the smart cities. So where we should not disturb the nature. So we should have balance. So this is what happens when we don't respect the nature, then imbalance happens. So we have to work together. So there are many brainy people around the world, on the globe, I mean, even in Nepal. They can see how we can sustain the energy, how we can sustain the green environment. So we can work with that, and then we can have the smart city as well.
So are there any examples of sustainability that UK has been practicing?
I think there's more detail we have to go into, yes, but we're trying to preserve whatever we can. Like I personally think, a small example I give you, like we can save the water, we can save the electricity, and we can have a better environment, we can have more green environment. Like in London, we have ULEZ these days, so if the car goes to certain areas, you have to pay extra money. Some people may not like it, some people like it, but some governments, some local authorities are taking those sort of precaution. Then we are having more cycle lanes. So cycle lanes mean more people can use cycles. Then we can have better walking tracks, because here you can have more better walk track. So we discourage people not to use their car. So then if you are using less car, so we're going to damage less environment. And coming from Indian background, and I personally don't eat meat 2 days in a week, so that helps environment also, because when a lot of people eat meat, it consumes a lot of water, as you know. So we have to have small action in our home, have less wastage, less packaging, which we always say, because we buy a small box of phone, we had such a big box of packaging around it. So these are all wastage. So which is not good. This is my personal opinion is, So we have to find a way how we can have less wastage and consume less, waste less. So then it will help the environment. So this is all part of the sustainability.
So what are the areas that Nepal need to improve immediately and utilize the most?
In what sector?
In terms of pollution, or in terms of growing cities more smarter, urbanization?
The pollution, as I said, the best way is to encourage people, do more walking, do more cycling, and don't use less cars. So sometimes people just want to go to a small place, they use their cars. This is what happened in England, so I don't know much because I'm only here for 5 days. But if people are doing these sort of things, we should encourage them to do more walking. So it's good for their health. So this is what we encourage in UK also, because we don't want people to use a lot of cars, because if they're not healthy, we're going to have more pressure on the health center, especially NHS. So same way you can follow that system, have more cycle track, walking track, and encourage people not to use their car. Public transport, the buses, more buses. We can have more, you can say, environmentally friendly buses instead of having more diesel or car. So we have to change these sort of things.
Change the pattern of our living.
Yes.
Okay.
It's very important.
So before I wrap up, anything that you want to deliver to our Nepali audience?
I'll just like to say a big thank you to all the Nepalese community, Nepalese people, and I'm so happy that I came here. This is my first visit, and I'm thinking why I didn't come before. Wish you should have come before. We're such a hospitable people, such a lovely country, lovely green here. Didn't get a chance close to the mountains because the weather wasn't very good. But definitely next time I'll come and go to other places also. And I like to say, Nepalese people, whenever you get chance, do visit UK also, and enjoy the culture of UK, see the old historic buildings of UK also, because we got good connection. And I like to say a big thank you to you and your channel that give me the opportunity to talk to your audience. And I'll say I love to come here again, and I pray to God I come here again as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir. We wish you all the best. Thank you for visiting Nepal, and thank you for making your time in our interview in AP1HD.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you. Hopefully see you soon. Thank you.
So with this insightful conversation, we would like to wrap up our AP Talk time for today. Keep on watching AP1HD. Namaste.